Hello, hello! I am back. And yes, I am still in my usual spot. I am just sat a different direction because there is sun coming through my window for the first time in 3 days. Hooray for happy weather and not shitty, freezing cold, snowy, crappy weather. That is good. Right. Hello. I'm very giddy. I have my cuppa in one of my favourite mugs because it's a cat. Look at the cat. It's a happy little cat. It's so cool. It also really needs a wash, but I see no point. I'm the only one that uses it. It will get a wash just when I'm done using it. For those wondering, my hair has been brushed. I am dressed. I'm also just really tired because I'm constantly tired, and unfortunately that's not something I can change because no matter how much sleep I get, I'm still tired. Today I thought, like I said in my previous video, I would talk about my communication device. For those who didn't watch the previous video, I am, other than completely crazy when I'm overtired, I am autistic. So communication is really hard for me. I struggle to communicate. Autism and communication disorder. But I struggle to explain myself. I struggle to express my views, express my emotions. I struggle to communicate with people I don't know. I also have NLD on top of that, which for those who don't know, I do have another video on that somewhere on my channel. I will find it, and if I can find it, I will link it below. But that's also a communication disorder, so I struggle probably a little bit more than most people do. I also sign when I speak because I can't hear myself, so that's what I'm doing. If you see me using my hands and they look strange, I'm signing so I can communicate with myself, so I know what I'm saying. I thought today I would talk about my actual communication device. For those who don't know, my communication device is called an AAC. Alternative Augmentative Communication is what AAC stands for. My program I use is called ProLogo to Go. Now this is an iPad. This is what I use to communicate. It is a refurbished oh my gosh, what is it? It's a refurbished iPad Pro Air iPad. It's got a tempered glass page on. Cage? That's not the word. What is this? That's not a cage. Or a page either. What on earth is that? Cover. I'm going to stick with cover because I don't actually know the real word. And it has a case on it because I drop everything. My coordination is crap, so having a case is very useful. And it also has a strap that came with the case and a pop stand on the back because, again, I stand it up sometimes, other times it's attached to me, it's just useful. It does move, I'm just not very coordinated today. It stands up. So, on a flat surface, obviously my hand isn't a flat surface, but on a flat surface, it should stand up. I am very sorry that the lighting keeps changing. I am sat in front of a window and I don't have any lights on. So I apologise if it keeps changing and I keep looking dodgy as hell. That's not intentional. I take this everywhere I go. The case is from eBay and the strap came with the case. So the case is from eBay. The iPad itself obviously it's a refurbished one, but it's from Amazon, I think. That's the front of it because it's got an autism symbol. Yes, I know some people don't agree with the puzzle piece, but I quite enjoy the puzzle piece. I don't see myself as a puzzle. I really like puzzles, so I'm quite happy with the puzzle piece. The front of it, the very front of it, is not unlocked at the moment. It just has the time on the front of it and my background, which to be fair should probably be Jake, but I will edit that at some point. Now I'm going to turn it round and unlock it because I don't want people to see my pin. So excuse me 2 seconds while I unlock my iPad. this is what the Loggy thing looks like. Come on, process yourself, please. Turn round. Dang it. What the... Oh, hang on. I think it's locked itself. It's having a bit of a hissy fit because it's thingy, right? It needs charging, so it keeps on shutting itself, but that's the front of it. That's what the loading screen for Pro Logo to Go looks like. And when it loads, which it tends to take a while, I don't know why it takes a while, but it always have done, so I've sort of just got used to it. I just wait for it. There we go. That is my front screen. Oh no, it's not. Hang on. That is not my front screen. That is my selection. I must have used this yesterday and not realised. But it's really cool. Pro Logo to Go, you've got these buttons at the bottom. This is the home screen, which I'm going to tap. And there you go. There is everything that's on my home screen. Now, I have edited this slightly because for me, I have different needs than most people who are just... Sounds really bad, that are just autistic. Now, autism is a difficult condition, so I don't mean as in like to downplay their autism. But because I have autism plus other things, my needs are slightly different. However, the categories it comes with are things like chat. I'm trying to read upside down, I do apologise. Chat and activities and... Oh my gosh, and just... Questions is another one, clues is another one, people and verbs are other ones. Now I've added quite a few myself, like I had to add quite a few. Like I've got a whole, oh gosh, clearly we're not very coordinated. I've got a whole entire folder literally that's called Help Humans. For me that means my support workers. And within that we've also got folders. So I've got my About Me folder. Oh! I think I must have been turning off. It decided it was going to try and turn off. I've got my About Me folder. I've got my body folder, a chat folder, a rarely used words folder that I designed myself. Actually, let's see what's in that because I don't actually know. Rarely used. There we go. They're just words that I don't use very often but still need on the page. So I'm going to... Dang it. Turn it on. So on that, the rarely used page, I've got feel, now, more, promise, candy. I know why candy's on there because when I was with previous support workers, I asked to go see Candyman. So I kept signing candy. So candy's on there for a reason. Made me, I'm not entirely sure, I think again I must have been trying to have a conversation. Leaving, too much, hug please, picture. And one that's probably not the most appropriate for children because I think this is actually designed for younger children, but I added the word because again I am an adult and I do think this is an appropriate word. Like it's an anatomically correct word. I added sex. Because I'm a grown up and I have questions about it. And it's a better idea of having it on my communication device, especially when I'm struggling to communicate, to be able to say, I have a question about sex. It takes the awkwardness out of the question for a start. And then I've also got, oh actually that's it on rarely used, but I've also got selection of words that are just on that page that I just showed you. We've got a pain scale, which actually... I'm not sure if you can see it because it's currently upside down. It's upside down to me. Whether it's upside down on the video is a whole other question. Oh gosh. Knocking me tea. We've got a pain scale, which is there. I really like this because it's actually used in hospital as well. And I use it when I communicate. Oh gosh. Apologies, I keep locking it. Let me unlock again and see if we can figure this out. It's because the case covers the lock screen. Covers the lock button and I don't see the lock button anymore, so I tend to end up pressing things without meaning to. Let's try again, shall we? Let's unlock our case again. There we go. So it's got it's got a pain scale, which I really enjoy. That actually comes in really handy. Now in terms of using my device, oh, I've just clicked edit, there we go. Actually, that's helpful, you can tell how I add a word. So this is edit, this is the edit button. You can press the plus button to add like a word and a picture. Obviously, if you use both, some people only use the words, but I quite enjoy having the pictures too because I'm a visual person. And then the little folder you use to add a folder. Now the folders are the ones that are like, well, that for a start, activities. Go up, thank you. Time is a folder. Numbers is a folder. Like the green and the red are folders. The ones that are just highlighted blue, like for example, for me, you can probably see it, but I don't think you can probably see what it says. The blue, because I changed the colour due to my disability, due to my dyslexia. The one that's blue says everything's blurry. Now that is just a word. That has no folder behind it. That has no, you can click on it and it opens something else. But you've got a whole heap of space here to add other things, which is really helpful because sometimes I want to add other words and I need to find the other words to add them. Now to do that, there's also a, oh, I'm going to be really careful here because I'm quite close to my buttons. The very top, there's settings, there's, this is storage, this button. So like, oh gosh, buttons there, look. These are all the buttons they already have selected on the device for that specific place. So at the moment we're at home, we're at the home screen, so like it has all of those sort of words that you can use on the home screen and add to the home screen. I'm very aware that this might be upside down and I apologise. I will try and work out how to flip it if it is. Now if I wanted to add them, which to be fair I should probably add a word. I'll have a look actually and see what I can add while I'm here so I can show you how to do it, but I am going to have to turn it around to be able to do that. I apologise. Let me think. To my home screen. Should probably add stop. So stop is, because it's quite often a word I use. Stop is there. So to add it, well at least this is just a pro logo to go, it's not anything else. You click on it. Oh, I've got more than one. I don't want bugger. Trying to do things without any sort of visual aid is not helpful. To add it, you click on it and then you go the very top of this row here, look, there's numbers, there's move to storage button, there's a, and then there's +1 and +2, which are the pages that I've already got loaded on. To add it to a page, I will go, the little arrow next to the 1 is move to 1, the little arrow to the 2 is move to 2, and I will click move to page 1. Now there's also on this a rubbish bin, in case you want to delete it or delete something. There's also a paste and a copy button, and this one which is a tick that shows you, like you press when you're done, which I am done, so I'm gonna, dang it, trying to do things upside down here, I apologise. There we go. Now I am completely done with editing, so I'm going to click on to the big done in the corner. So this is what my home screen looks like, I think, at any rate. And if I wanted to communicate with my support, I would go into one of my folders, which to be fair, quite a lot is, oh my gosh, it doesn't like us today, it keeps trying to turn off. Which to be fair is quite often my help humans. I would select my help humans folder, which would then open the folder that I am on. And I would select either another folder, which I don't do very often, or I would select a word, which things like tremor and not and help please tend to be the ones I use a lot. Now, not when you create a new board, it's already built in, but you can get rid of it. Because this video is quite long already, I will do a separate video on how I set this up. But if I wanted to say tremors, I would just click tremors, and then it will appear, should at any rate appear in that. Oh gosh, oh dear. Previous, I'm trying to hold things. There we go. I click tremor and it's appeared in that little corner there, look. And then I will press it and the voice that I selected will say it.
Tremors, tremors.
I don't know if heard that, but it should have said tremors because I clicked on it.
Tremors, tremors.
Like that. And it speaks for me, which would inform whoever's with me, who there isn't anyone with me at the moment, which is why this is okay, that my tremors are starting. And then I can also delete it using the delete button on this side, which I've just done. And I can go home using the little home button on the side here. This I love. I love being able to communicate. It gives me a huge variety of words and time and selections to use. Now, some people use their communication device as more than just a communication device, because they don't want to be carrying around several different devices. I however do prefer having several devices, so I use my communication device as my actual communication device. I do also use a phone because I do have that ability. Now, I don't use my phone very often as a communication device. Well, not in that context. I will obviously text and call and things like that, but I don't use it very often as a communication device. I do have, and I have downloaded onto my phone, which is what I'm looking for, my my communication app that I haven't actually faffed with yet, but it's called Jab Talk, and I can't see it. Where are you? Where is it? There. Please ignore the fact that my folder has a weird name, but I can't find it. It's there, look. Jab Talk. It's the one I use on a daily basis. It isn't set up properly yet because I basically use my iPad more than I use my phone to communicate with my a device. But it does have my support workers' names in it because that's as far as I've gotten. But it works relatively the same way as Pro Logo to go. Jab Talk is just a simpler version, but you have to start with scratch. You have to start from scratch with Jab Talk, which is what I didn't like about it, because you had to start with scratch. You have to go through and do everything on Jab Talk, whereas Pro Logo to go, you don't, and I really like that, which is why I use that one more, or just use text if I can on my phone. It totally depends on the day. Again, it can depend completely on how I feel, what I've done during the day, where I'm going, how much energy I've got, who I've got supporting me, for example, whether I'm going to be around someone I'm comfortable with, how long I've been awake. There's a whole variety of reasons why I, depending on the day, will use speech, sign supported English, Makaton, or my communication device to communicate. That's not going to change. If you've got questions, please ask them. Again, I will do a follow-up video showing you how I set up this device, because I know for a fact I've got friends that keep asking that question and some people might just be interested. So I will do that video, okay, when I am, probably when I'm done with this one and had more coffee, because I'm so tired. For those wondering where my dog is during this video, we had just been for a walk before this video was shot. So he is sleeping next to me on a blanket. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.